Shabbat Shalom on this Shabbat. Barku et Yahweh, Barku et Yahweh Hamevrak, Baruch atah Yahweh Hamevrak le Elam Vayed, Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech ha'alam, Asher Bikar Benu Makol Hamayim Wenatan Lanu HaTorah, Baruch atah Yahweh Notan HaTorah. Blessed be Yahweh the Blessed One. Blessed are you, Yahweh, the Blessed One, for all eternity. Blessed are you, Yahweh, our Elohim, King of the universe, who selected us from all the peoples and gave us your Torah. Blessed are you, Yahweh, giver of the Torah, to the Elohim of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Israel, our King, our deliverer, our Savior, our provider, our healer, our sustainer. Yahweh, Master, do we come to you today with bowed head and humble hearts, asking you, Master, to forgive us of our sins, cleanse us of unrighteousness, that our prayers be not hindered this morning. Master, hear when we call unto you. Turn not a deaf ear to our cries, Master, but lend ear to our supplications this morning. Oh, Master, look upon us, Master, as one people today. We are your witnesses, Israel. You said in your word that blessed is he that does not live in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. We are your witnesses today, O King, and we have come out on your set-apart day, that you have set apart for us to rest, Master, and that you rested, and we shall also rest. And you said that this shall be a covenant between me and them that obey this commandment. We thank you this day, Master, for all things. We thank you for life, health, and strength, food, clothing, and shelter, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We thank you for clothing us in our right minds and bringing us out to your temple today, Master. We ask that you will look upon us with favor, look upon us with a kind heart. Oh, Master, we ask that it would do your heart good, Master, when you look down upon us, and that it will bring a smile to your face. That we, Master, are attempting to keep your mitzvot, and although, Master, we do not keep all that you have said, that we know that we can't do all things in this exile. And even the things that we can do sometime, Master, we fall short. But we thank you for your mercies that you renew every day, Master, as we wake up and we look at the sunshine and look at the rain and the dew and all that you have made and see your glory in all things, Master. We say thank you this day. We say thank you, Master, and we cannot say thank you enough for your righteousness that you have given us in your Torah. Master, we are here today, Master, just trying to bless you. We bless the name of YHVH, Master, and we ask that you would continue to keep us, Master, as we go throughout the week. We thank you for keeping our children and bringing them home safely as they traverse throughout this land. Oh, Master, we ask that you would continue to feed us your word here, Master, that we may grow more and more in you and that we may seek you daily. Oh, Master, we ask that you would keep us again until we meet in this place. This is our prayer.
Shalom to all of you that are here. We thank the Most High for another Sabbath day. Read with me, would you, Mishle, Proverbs chapter 2. Let us read. My son, if you will receive my words and store my commands inside you, paying attention to wisdom, inclining your mind toward understanding, yes, if you will call for insight and raise your voice for discernment, if you seek it as you would silver, and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of Yahweh and find knowledge of Yah. For Yahweh gives wisdom, from his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He stores up common sense for the upright, is a shield to those whose conduct is blameless. In order to guard the course of justice and preserve the way of those faithful to him, then you will understand righteousness, justice, fairness, and every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, knowledge will be enjoyable for you, discretion will watch over you, and discernment will guard you. They will save you from the way of evil and from those who speak deceitfully, who leave the paths of honesty to walk the ways of darkness, who delight in doing evil, and take joy in being stubbornly deceitful, for those whose tracks are twisted and whose paths are perverse. They will save you from a woman who is a stranger, from a loose woman with smooth talk, who abandons the ruler she had in her youth, and forgets the covenant of her El. Her house is sinking towards death. Her paths lead to the dead. None who go to her return. They never regain the path of life. Thus you will walk on the way of good people and keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright will live in the land, and the pure-hearted will remain there. For the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the unfaithful rooted out of it. My son, don't forget my teachings and keep my commandments in your heart. For they will add to you many days, years of life and peace. Don't let grace and truth leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and esteem in the sight of Yah and of people. Trust in Yahweh with all your heart. Do not rely on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, then he will level your paths. Don't be conceited about your own wisdom, but fear Yahweh and turn from evil. This will bring health to your body and give strength to your bones. Honor Yahweh with your wealth and with your first fruits of all your income. Then your granaries will be filled and your vats overflowed with new wine. My son, don't despise Yahweh's discipline or resent his reproof, for Yahweh corrects those he loves, like a father who delights in his son. Happy the person who finds wisdom, the person who acquires understanding, for her profit exceeds that of silver. Gaining her is better than gold. She is more precious than pearls. Nothing you want can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand, riches and honor in her left. Her ways are pleasant ways, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who grasp her. Whoever holds fast to her will be made happy. Yahweh, by wisdom, founded the earth. By understanding, he established the heavens. By his knowledge, the deep springs burst open, and the dew condenses from the sky. My son, don't let these slip from your sight. Preserve common sense and discretion. They will be life for your being and grace for your neck. Then you will walk your way securely without hurting your foot. When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet. Don't be afraid of sudden terror and destruction caused by the wicked when it comes, for you can rely on Yahweh. He will keep your foot from being caught in a trap. Don't withhold good from someone entitled to it when you have in your hand the power to do it. Don't tell your neighbor, go away, come another time. I'll give it to you tomorrow when you have it now. Don't plan harm against your neighbor who lives beside you trustingly. Don't quarrel with someone for no reason. If he has done you no harm, don't envy a man of violence. Don't choose any of his ways, for the perverse is an abomination to Yahweh, but he shares his secret counsel with the upright. Yahweh's curse is in the house of the wicked, but he blesses the home of the righteous. The scornful he scorns, but gives grace to the humble. The wise win honor, but fools win shame. Should give the Most High praise. Give the Most High some praise. He is awesome, and he continues to bless his people. You may be seated. Today is our 30th year of being First Tabernacle Fellowship. 30 years on the 4th of September will be 30 years that we started First Tabernacle Fellowship, and in 2006 we really became First Tabernacle Fellowship when we turned from Christianity to the Father's teachings, his Torah. In the course of that time, we have traversed a lot of landscape. We have helped a lot of people come to the understanding of truth. We've seen people come, and we have seen people go. And yet and still those of you that are here remain faithful to the course and the cause of that which we do here at First Tabernacle Fellowship. It is our utmost goal to teach truth, the words of the Most High. It is our utmost goal to give it to you in its entirety and not simplify it for you, but give it to you in thought so that you can comprehend the things that the Most High has said. Here we don't add to, and neither do we subtract from, nor do we add our opinion to a thought. But we just keep it very straight and very simple. The Most High has helped us over these 30 years to come to this point in the journey where now we know his scriptures and we understand his scriptures and we teach his scriptures to the best of our knowledge and our ability. It doesn't mean that we're always going to be right, and anybody that says he's always going to be right in relationship to the Most High, that's kind of arrogant. But we're going to try our best to keep it within the context of Scripture and understanding so that we can be found faithful in the eyes of the one who has called us. Moray Trey Beverly is going to teach today, and he's going to come to you and he's going to share with you the things that the Most High has shared with him.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. To be up here again, y'all. Bear with me, I got the butterflies again, as usual. I'm very happy and excited. I've been waiting for a while to touch on this subject again about Yahweh's unification and the oneness of the Most High. But first, of course, I would like to thank my Father, who is the Most High, Yah, for being there with me every step through my life, for being there for all of us. Secondly, I'd like to thank my angel of peace, which is my mother. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Moray, Robert B. Holman Jr., I thank you. It's like a pops to me right there. Coheen, Appleton, appreciate you. Brother Beacom, and everybody in here, because we are striving to keep the way of the Most High as best as we can, and those who are following by the stream. And lastly, shout out to my grandmas, JC and Roxanne. Shout out to y'all since y'all want me to shout y'all out. I ain't forgot about y'all. Okay, so yeah, y'all, let's get started, cause I'm excited. All right, let's see here. Okay, so we have questions of discussion that we are going to answer or aim to answer today, because like Moray said, we are not all-knowing. Okay, so what we are going to touch on today is, can anyone or does everyone have the opportunity to join Yahweh's family, Israel? Then we're going to go in, where does Yah offer Torah to the other nations? We're also going to touch on that. And it says, where did Yah, what is the one way of Yah? And I bring this up because we have many of us that believe in the scriptures. But a lot of us have a different ways of going about the scriptures. Whether you are a Christian, whether you are a Muslim, or you are a Catholic, whatever you may be, there's a lot of different ways people go about how they keep the Most High's word. So we're going to touch on that root today. How are we all connected and all righteous unified? How? So to start this off, we're going to go somewhere that Moray and Mr. Appleton went into. We're going to start in Bereshit chapter 1. If you guys have your scriptures, go there with me. And we're going to focus on where it says by verse 27. Okay. Let's see here. And it says, Let's see here. We're going to start at 27. It says, so Yah created humankind in his own image. In the image of Yah, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Verse 28, Yah blessed them. Yahweh said to them, be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea, the birds in the air, and every living creature that crawls on the earth. Then Yah said, here throughout the whole earth, I am giving you as food every seed-bearing plant, every tree with seed-bearing fruit, and every wild animal, bird in the air, and creature crawling on the earth, in which there is a living soul. I am giving as food every kind of green plant. And that is how it was. Yah saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good. So there was evening and there was morning, sixth day. So, like they had touched on, when we're talking about this unification, this is up to the sixth day. Yahweh made all these things, and Yahweh said not only were they good, he said, but they were very good. So if we're looking at very good, we can basically say, if we have the correct definition from the perspective of the Most High, that things are pleasant, they are agreeable, and they are cohesive, and there is unity. So then we know as time goes by, this unity gets disconnected in some parts. So want to pinpoint that part as in things were unified from the beginning. All right, so I have the chart for everyone right here. If we know that Adam and Eve, so we're looking at the descendants of Adam. And when we go to these descendants of Adam, we have Seth, and then we go all the way down from Enoch, and then we go to Noah. And Noah is very key in what I'm going to discuss today about the time frame that we are in right now. But I just want to show a chart of the genealogy of Adam. Okay, so here's the big thing right now. I'm not saving it for later. I'm coming out with the biggest part right now. We are a generation or a day that is after the flood. And this is very important because after the flood, we're going to read in these chapters in Bereshit right here of who populated the earth. So let's go to Bereshit, chapter 9, and then we're going to take a verse. We're going to look right here at verse 1. And it says, Yah blessed Noah, and he did not just bless Noah. It said, Yah blessed Noah and his sons, and said to them, be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth. The fear and dread of you will be upon every wild animal, every bird in the air, every creature populated on the ground, and all the fish in the sea, and they will be handed over to you. And I'll read this last part. Every moving thing that lives will be food for you, just as I gave you green plants before. Now I'm giving you everything only flesh with this life, which is the blood, you are not to eat. So for all y'all Christian people, if y'all don't know, don't touch no blood. We don't do that. If y'all don't know, whoever doesn't know, don't do that. But one of the key parts in here is that he blesses Noah and his son. So if we also go to, in the same chapter, we're going to look at verse 19. Now this is the key part right here in 19, where it says, these were the sons of Noah, and the whole earth was populated by them. So my brother Johan came in, as we've seen when we were going over the questions. Where did the Most High offer his covenant to the nations. Well, we understand after this great flood that the whole world is already seated from a righteous man that is Noah. So all of these descendants on the earth, we are descendants of Noah, except the Nephilim, which we'll get to because there were also giants. So we all know Noah being the righteous man that he is, we know that he taught Shem, Ham, and Japheth the Torah, which he went by, that got them to be in a safe place and to be in a good spot with the Most High. So again, this is the big part right now. So whoever we are talking to, we can map back and show them that you are coming from the seed of Noah, unless you are Nephilim. Okay, so when we go to 10, and we're going to look at 32. And it says, right here, again, it says, these were the families and the sons of Noah according to their generation in their nations. From these, the nations of the earth were divided up after the flood. So again, this is just proving the point that the world basically has already been offered the way of Most High, because when it restarted with Noah, Noah taught his sons the way of the Most High. Okay, and we'll go back to chapter 6, where it's a part in here that is going to tell us about the Nephilim. Chapter 6, verse 4. It says, the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterwards, when the sons of Yah came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. These were the ancient heroes, men of renown. So again, this is just proving the point that there were giants before the flood, and there were giants after the flood. And I want to prove up these verses and these texts to show y'all that. And then those who are watching by the stream, you guys can also take screenshots and keep this, so when you're in discussion with people, you have verses and places to go where you can prove these points. And okay, we're going to go to Bereshit 36, chapter 36, which is a real interesting nugget that I found in my studies when we're talking about these giants. Okay. All right, we'll say 36, 9. Okay. So we're going to talk about Esau. It says, the names of Esau's sons were Eliphaz, the son of Adah, wife of Esau, and Reuel, the son of Basmath, the wife of Esau. Okay. The sons of Eliphaz were Timan, Omar, Zipho, Gatam, and Kanas. And then here, okay, pay attention to this woman right here in verse 12. Timnah was the concubine of Eliphaz. Who is Eliphaz? Eliphaz is the son of Esau. And she bore to Eliphaz the Amalek. These were the descendants of Adah, Esau's wife. Okay, so let's read this again right now. So Timnah was the concubine of Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bore to Eliphaz the Amalek. Who knows anything about the Amalek? They're the giants. So, if we're looking at this, and when you look up her genealogy, she comes from a father that is a Hittite or a Hittite man. So if her father is a Hittite or a Hittite man, somewhere it seems like someone procreated with the Nephilim. Because if Esau is in a Nephilim, and Eliphaz, which is Esau's son, if he procreated with Timnah, and they create the Amalek, which is giants, that means there is some giants in that bloodline, if I'm correct. So it's either through probably her mother, or somewhere in there that there becomes this mixing of the Nephilim DNA with Esau's son. So I just want to point that out for y'all to keep that in mind when we're looking at the Amalek and them being giants. When we're looking at their descendants, this is where a spot that we can go and we can point out to of part of their origin. Okay, and so here is another chart right here of the descendants of Noah, and you can see it also requotes right in here. Bereshit, it says, these were the sons of Noah, and from them the whole earth was populated. Now I have to say, I think this chart is pretty good on the genealogy of these sons. Is it 100% accurate? That I cannot tell you. But far as my knowledge, it looks pretty good. So we have right here with Japhet, which is the youngest, the Greeks, the Thracians, the Scythians, and it says that Japhet's descendants settled in Europe, also Asia Minor. Then we have Noah's son, who is the middle son, Ham, which you get the Canaanites, the Egyptians, the Philistines, the Hittites, Amorites, and Ham's descendants, they settled in Canaan, Egypt, and Africa. Then we have Shem, Hebrews, Chaldeans, Assyrians, Persians, Syrians. Descendants were called the Shemites, which are descendants of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, David, and y'all know I had to cross out that last one. I had to cross out JC name. Had to do it. Okay, so now that we know the world is filled from the descendants of Noah, let's talk about who are the leaders. If you guys don't know, Shem is given the lead out of Noah's son. And when it comes to this, after the flood, why did the Most High choose Noah for this so-called restart or refresh? Well, I got a little verse for y'all right there. If we'll go to Bereshit, chapter 7, which is Genesis. And we're going to go at verse 1. It says, Yahweh said to Noah, come into the ark, you and all your household. For I have, now this is the key part right here. For I have seen that you alone in this generation are righteous before me. And so this is why Noah has the pleasure to make the transition from the world before to going on to this world now, because the Most High says that you alone in this generation are righteous. So to answer you guys' questions on, if anybody had a question on that, this is why Noah was blessed with this task. And then we also, of course, we have the leaders of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moshe. And so we're going to touch on those a little bit as well. All right, so this is going to be kind of like going on to the unification I did already on my, my YouTube channel a little bit. So now we're going to look at the genealogy of Father Abraham. So when we look at Father Abraham, we can see, and we'll go into some verses in a second, but Ishmael is Abraham's first son. If people don't know, Muslims refer themselves, and they are from the bloodline of Ishmael. And you'll also see, if you go to Haran, who is Abraham's brother, because Terah is Abraham's father. Haran, and then you go down to Lot, and then you get Moab, which is the Moabites, which you get like the story of Ruth and Naomi. That's another example, again, of joining the family. So Moors, there are Moors that consider themselves Moabites, and they also consider themselves, a lot of them also consider themselves Ishmael. Well, however you play it out, you are connected to the DNA of Abraham. And so you have Isaac, who is the little brother of Ishmael. And then, of course, Isaac fathers Jacob, and then we go into the 12 tribes. But the key part that we're going to touch on in a second right here, but I want to point it out with Ishmael for all my Muslim brothers, because I respect a lot of them. Your roots are in Abraham. Abraham kept the way of Yah. He kept the Torah. And we all know, because the Muslims, they believe in the Torah. So if you believe in the Torah, we know that it is a sin to add or subtract to the Most High's word. So for all my Muslim people, I have a question for you. If your father is Abraham and you're supposed to follow the way of Abraham, who told you guys to go by these different sets of rules? You guys have some of them where you have to make the journey to Mecca, and some of them go around that Saturn stone and stuff like that. I haven't studied too deep into the Muslim faith, but I know, of course, that there are additives from the Torah. So for my Muslim people, I'm letting you guys know and see that your roots are in Abraham, which you already know. And Abraham kept the Torah. So please, my Muslim people, focus on the root in the Torah, because we are family, and there should not be no feud, because the Torah is the same. So we're going to touch on that just a little bit more, but just letting y'all see, again, this is the genealogy of Abraham. And then we'll go in a second, too, where we talk about Jacob's wives. Where is that thing? I can't see. Okay, cool. Okay, from Shem to Abraham. We want to talk about the importance of Abraham a little bit. So if y'all can, go with me to Bereshit, and we're going to read chapter 12, and then we're going to read verse 1 through 3. It says, "Now Yahweh said to Avram, get yourself out of your country, away from your kinsmen, and away from your father's house, and go to the land that I will show you. I will make of you a great nation. I will bless you, and I will make your name great, and you are to be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, but I will curse anyone who curses you. And by you," talking to Abraham, "all the families of the earth will be blessed." So let y'all get to know about the power and the might that is coming with Abraham from what he does. Now let's go to 18. Bereshit 18, and we're going to, Bereshit 18 and 18. And then it says, "Inasmuch as Abraham is sure to become a great and strong nation, and all the nations of the earth will be blessed by him." And then we're going to continue. For I have made myself known to him, so that he will give orders to his children. Who is his children? We just went over that. One of them is Isaac. The first one is Ishmael. So Ishmael, you are given this order of the Torah, so that he will give orders to his children and to his household after him to keep the way of Yah, which is his Torah, his everlasting commandments, and to do what is right and just, so that Yahweh may bring about for Abraham what he has promised. Very clear. Now, let's also go to Bereshit 22, and then we're going to take a look at verse 15, family. It says, okay. It says, the angel of Yah called to Abraham a second time out of heaven. He said, I have sworn by myself, says Yah, that because you have done this, because you haven't withheld your son, your only son, I will most certainly bless you, and I will most certainly increase your descendants to as many as there are stars in the skies or grains of sand in the seashores. Your descendants will possess the cities of their enemies. And by your descendants, again, he's saying the same thing again, all the nations of the earth will be blessed. Because why? Because you obeyed my order. All right. So we read about the way that Abraham followed, and how he was also instructed to teach his children this, and for his children and his descendants to walk in the same way. Okay, so we know this a lot, but for the camera and for y'all people who may be new or whatever, we're letting you know your Torah roots. So this is a breakdown of the chapters of what people call the Old Testament, which I don't like to call it the Old Testament because the Most High never said it was old. He said it was everlasting. So if it's everlasting, who told us to call it old? So, and when you're going to your roots in this everlasting covenant, the Torah is inside Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Number, and Deuteronomy. So all you seeds of Abraham that are watching me, this is the key part that you need to focus for your guidelines and your instructions to get the blessings of Abraham and to get in connection with the Most High. And then when you read in this everlasting covenant, these chapters right here are cohesive with the foundation. Now, I put that big X on that New Testament for a reason. Because half of it, some of it is teaching what Yah says, and some of it is just teaching what I'm going to say madness. Okay? So I recommend y'all get grounded in the roots, and then go listen to that New Testament, and you're going to see stuff that does not line up. And then so when you see stuff that doesn't line up, you have to ask yourself, who am I going to listen to? Am I going to listen to Yah, or I'm going to go listen to what people say of Yah? Because a lot of time when I'm in conversations and I'm telling people about what Yah said, that a lot of times they talking about JC. But JC said this, JC said that. I'm like, who's more important, the Father, the Creator, or a creation? So ask yourself, audience, and whoever's listening, who are you going to listen to? Oh, sorry, go back. Yep, got you. Sorry, family. Yep. And y'all watching by the stream, please, too, take screenshots. And, you know, we post this on our YouTube as well, so you can always also take screenshots, do it that way. We all good? Okay. All right. So now we're going to go back and we're going to talk about my Muslims and my Islam's brothers. Ishmael, which his name means Yah pays attention. And we're going to read about that. But first, let me start with the section that I know about my Muslims brothers in the faith. They acknowledge that their father is Abraham, who is the elder brother of Isaac. They believe in keeping the Most High's Torah and laws. So, like, I believe a lot of them are going to be like a lot of us that came out of Christianity, where we learn about our roots and then we apply it. That's what I'm trying to help my brothers with today. They pray towards the east, their temple. They pray 7 times a day. They, of course, don't eat pork, which is in part of the law that they solidly keep. And then this in the green. This is what I've heard. So y'all don't consider this a fact. But I seen a video before where Israelite brother was debating with a Muslim brother, and he told him that the Quran has 98, I believe he said 98 prophets in it. And then he said out of 98 of those prophets, he said like 90 or 92 of them were like Israelites. And the Muslim brother was just sitting there like quiet, like he couldn't, you know what I mean? So all I'm saying, y'all help me, let's research this, because if that is true, wow, that says a whole lot of even more of how y'all need to come back to the foundation. Okay, so let's go to Psalms for me, number 5, and let's take a look at this real quick. Psalms chapter 5, and then we're going to be, it says 8-7. Okay. And then after that, we're going to jump into Kings, because these are just some little places right here. It says, but I can enter your house because of your great grace and love. I will bow down towards your set apart, I didn't say that word. I will bow down towards your set apart temple in reverence for you. And then it goes, lead me, Yah, in your righteousness. So this is one spot where you see that we're praying towards the temple. But I have another one for y'all, because if that's just one, I have another one for y'all. So if you can also go with me to 1 Kings chapter 8, and then we're going to be in verse 26, if I'm correct. 1 Kings chapter 8, yep. And we're going to be in verse 26. Yep. Okay. It says, I'm going to read right here. It says, now therefore, Elohim of Israel, please let your word which you spoke to your servant David, my father, be confirmed. But can Yah actually live on earth? Why, heaven itself, even the heaven of heavens. Oh, heavens with an S. That's interesting study, y'all. Heavens with an S. Even the heavens of heavens cannot contain you. So how much less this house I have built? Even so, Yah, my Elohim, pay attention to your servant's prayer and plea. Listen to the cry and prayer that your servant is praying before you today, that your eyes will be open towards this house night and day, towards the place concerning which you said, my name will be there. Listen to the prayer your servant will pray, what? Towards this place. And then it's going to go on. Yes, listen to the plea of your servant and also that of your people Israel, when they again when they pray towards this place here in heaven where you live, and when you hear, forgive. And when you hear, forgive. I'll cut it right there. But in two places, in those verses we just read right there, it's talking about praying towards the Most High's temple. So I'm drawing that comparison with my Islamic brothers of praying to the house of the Most High. Okay, so I threw this little one in here too. We can go to Ezekiel 44:18. Just a little something when I threw in there, 44:18. Let's see. Okay. Okay, and then for y'all to understand, if you look at 15, verse 15 in here, this is talking to the Kohanim and the Leviim. And 17, let's see here, but in 18, okay, I'll read 17. Okay, once they enter the gates of the inner courtyard, they are to wear linen clothing. They are not to wear any wool while serving at the gates of the inner courtyard or inside of it. They are to wear linen turbans on their heads and linen underclothing on their bodies. And they are not to wear anything that makes them sweat. So that was just a little something I want to put on, so we wear the turbans too, or or at least our Kohanim and Levium, when they're doing these functionalities, they have the turbans. Now, praying 7 times a day. Let's go to Psalms 119 and 161 for me. 119 and 161. Okay, let's start reading right here. Okay, princes persecute me for no reason, but my heart stands in awe of your words. I take joy in your promise, like someone who finds much booty. I hate falsehood, I detest it, but I love your Torah. I praise you 7 times a day because of your righteous rulings. I'll finish it. Those who love your Torah have great peace. Nothing makes them stumble. I hope for your deliverance, Shah. I obey your mitzvah. My soul observes your instructions, and I love it so much. I observe your precepts and instructions, for all my ways lie open before you. So, again, my Islam brothers, y'all praying 7 times a day. We can show y'all the similarity right here, which we just read in Psalms, which our King David has stated, and also praying 7 times a day, showing you these similarities. Okay, and then let's go to, we're going to go back to Bereshit, and we're going to go to chapter 17, and we're going to go to verse 20. Bereshit 17, and then we're going to go right here to verse 20, because we're still talking about Ishmael. But as for Ishmael, I have heard you. I have blessed him. I will make him fruitful and give him many descendants. He will father 12 princes, and I will make him a great nation. But I will establish my covenant with Yitzchak, whom Sarah will bear to you at this time next year. Within that, Yah finished speaking with Abraham and went up from him. And then it's 23. Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all the slaves born in his household, and all who had been bought with his money, every male among the people in Abraham's household, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin that very day, just as Yah had said to him. And okay, I might as well read this part. Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin, and Ishmael, his son, was 13 years old, and he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. So we're showing you the not only the obvious connection that they have, but Ishmael also has the covenant with the sign of the circumcision. So let's keep that clear. All right, now let's go to Bereshit 16. Okay, yeah, I was waiting on this one. All right, we're going to go to Bereshit 16, and we're going to start with verse 1. Okay, so now Sarai, Abraham's wife, had not borne him a child, but she had an Egyptian slave girl named Hagar. So Sarah said to Abraham, "Here now, Yahweh has kept me from having children. So go in and sleep with my slave girl." Let's see if I can read it out here. Okay, maybe I'll be able to have children through her. Abraham listened to what Sarah said. It was after Abraham had lived 10 years in the land of Canaan that Sarai, Abraham's wife, took Hagar, the Egyptian, her slave girl, and gave her to Abraham, her husband, to be his wife. Abraham had sexual relations with Hagar, and she conceived. Oh, now listen to this part, because this is very key. But when she became aware that she was pregnant, she looked on her mistress with contempt. Sarah said to Abraham, this outrage being done to me is your fault. True, I gave my slave girl to you to sleep with, but when she saw that she was pregnant, she began holding me in contempt. May Yah decide who is right, I or you. However, Abraham answered to Sarah, look, she's your slave girl. Deal with her as you think fit. Then Sarai treated her so harshly that she ran away from her. Now let's keep going. The angel of Yah found her by a springs in the desert, the spring on the road of Shur, and said, Hagar, Sarah's slave girl, where have you come from and where are you going? She answered, I'm running away from my mistress Sarai. The angel of Yah said to her, go back to your mistress and submit to her authority. The angel of Yah said to her, I will greatly increase your descendants. There will be so many that it will be impossible to count them. The angel of Yah said to her, look, you are pregnant and you will give birth to a son, and you are to call him Ishmael. Yah pays attention because Yah has paid attention to your misery. So I want to show on that part that the key part in here is, one of the key parts in here is character. Because you'll see that once Hagar had got pregnant, she basically got big-headed. And once she, so once she did that, that created friction. And since that created friction, now we have Ishmael, who is about to be a mighty nation, and we have Isaac, who is also promised to be a mighty nation, but now they cannot even be cohesive because the mother is having an attitude. So this is, I mean, when I'm reading this, I can imagine what the history would be like if she had not done this and been cohesive with Sarah and Sarah, because she even makes fun of Isaac, which is Sarah's child that eventually comes. And I pointed in here that it hints becoming one with Israel, like intended, because Abraham has these two sons. What does any father or anybody want? They want unity in their household. They want unity between their children. So as we have read right here, it said, where was it? It said that that I will greatly increase your descendants, and there will be so many that it will be impossible to count them. Well, guess what? Don't that sound like Israel? It very much sounds like Israel. So it's like almost hitting to me that eventually they are going to connect again. That's what I feel like I'm getting on the hint of this. So again, we should pay attention to our character and how we are treating each other. And quickly, that makes me even go through with Noah's son when we have Ham and Japheth, because Shem is the one that really mainly keeps the Torah, as far as we know. And when they came on the earth, I mean, I could just put myself in their situation, like Shem, Ham, Japheth. You have the world almost as your inheritance. You have all this land, and you have all these resources. You have all these blessings. Do not get big-headed and stray from the way of Yah just because you are blessed. Just like she got blessed with a son and she got big-headed, maybe Shem and Japheth got, when they got blessed with all this land and this stuff, maybe they got a little big-headed. Who knows? Okay, now let's go to Bereshit 20:22, and then we're going to go to 15 to 18. Bless you. 15 to 18. Did I just read that? Okay, no, I read that one earlier. And let's see here. And Genesis 16, which that already states what we just read again, that I want y'all to keep in mind that Ishmael, my Muslim brothers, you are also part Ham and Egyptian, because your mother is Egyptian and your father is Abraham. So we have an Egypt connection also. Bam, which we're going to talk about right here. And where's my notes at? So, okay, I'll read that part. I'll go over that picture last. But again, Ishmael is half Egyptian. His mother is Hagar. Now let's start talking about Egypt a little bit. If we can go to Ezekiel chapter 30 and 26. Ezekiel chapter 30. And we're going to go to, what does it say? 26. Okay? So this part, just pay attention. It says, yes, I will scatter the Egyptians among the nations and disperse them throughout the countries, and they will know that I am Yah. This is just a little bit of something to show. Just like Israel was dispersed, we can see that these Egyptians that were also dispersed among the nations and throughout the countries. So keep that in mind. Now let's go to another part where we're going to talk about the Egyptians. We're going to go to Isaiah, Yeshayahu, and we're going to go to chapter 19 and verse 16. What's that? Oh, yep, 16. Okay. On that day, Egypt will become like a woman trembling with fear, because Yahweh Shava'ot is shaking his fist at them. Just mentioning the land of Yehuda to the Egyptians will throw them into panic. They will be afraid because of what Yahweh Shava'ot has planned for them. listen to this. On that day, there will be 5 cities in the land of Egypt that will speak the language of the Canaan. And these Egyptians, what? And swear loyalty to Yahweh Shava'ot. One of them will be called the city of destruction. So, I said to 21. Let me read till 21. On that day, there will be an altar. On that day, there will be an altar to Yah in the middle of the land of Egypt, as well as a standing stone for Yahweh at its borders. It will be a sign and witness to Yahweh Shava'ot in the land of Egypt, so that when they cry out to Yahweh for help because of the oppressors, he will send them a savior to defend and rescue them. So we can see that we got some Egyptians in some Egyptian cities that are swearing loyalty to Yah. Now, let's go to Bereshit, chapter 41. And we're going to go and we're going to start at verse 50. Let's see here. Okay, so this is Yosef, which is Yaakov, Jacob's second to youngest son. 50. 2 sons were born to Joseph before the year of famine came. Ashnat, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bore them to him. Joseph called the first Manasseh, causing to forget, because Yah has caused me to forget all the troubles I suffered at the hand of my family. The second he called Ephraim, fruit, for Yah has made him fruitful in the land of his misfortune. So when we're talking about this Egyptian connection, we can basically see that some of the Egyptians are already connected with the family in the 12 tribes of Israel, because I'm going to read to you in a second how these 2 sons are counted in with the 12 tribes, and these 2 sons, they come from a mother like Ishmael, who is an Egyptian woman. So we have 2 tribes in Israel that are half Egyptian. So I'm showing part of these Egyptians have joined the family. Now we know in every system of belief you got people that do different things. Some Egyptians will want to praise Yah. Some Egyptians will want to do, other things. But that same thing with Hebrew Israel. So it is what it is. And let's see here. And let me look on my phone because that part got cut off. So let me read that part really quick. Let's see here, the Egyptians. Okay, so let's go to Bereshit 48 for me, please. Bereshit 48, and then we're going to read 1 through 5. That right? Yep, that's right. Okay. A while later, someone told Joseph that his father was ill. He took with him his 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. Yaakov was told, "Here comes your son Joseph." Israel gathered his strength and sat up in bed. Yaakov said to Joseph, "El Shaddai appeared to me at Luz in the land of Canaan and blessed me, saying to me, 'I will make you fruitful and numerous. I will make of you a group of people. I will give this land to your descendants to possess forever.'" And he goes on. "Now your 2 sons," talking about Ephraim and Manasseh, who were born to you in the land of Egypt before I came to you in Egypt, are mine. He's including them. Ephraim, and he further clarifies it. Ephraim and Manasseh, who are half Egyptian, will be as much mine as Reuben and Simeon are. The children born to you after them will be yours, but for the purpose of inheritance, they will be counted with their older brothers. So, bam, this is proving what I said right here about these two with the scripture reference of joining the family of Yisrael. Now, let's go down real quick. We're going to read 17 to 19. And it says right here, when Joseph saw that his father was, oh yeah, I just wanted to read this one to y'all, so just hear it for me. When Joseph saw that his father was laying his right hand on Ephraim's head, it displeased him. And he lifted up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head and place it on Manasseh's head. Joseph said to his father, "Don't do it that way, my father, for this one is the firstborn. Put your right hand on his head." But his father, Yaakov, refused and said, "I know that, my son. I know it. He too will become a people, and he too will be great. Nevertheless, the younger brother will be greater than he, and his descendants," again, we're talking about this expansion, "his descendants will grow into many nations." So that is a key part I want y'all to pay attention to right there. And so when we're looking at this picture, this Egyptian picture right here, this is carved from a place that is called Sob, that is in Sudan, which was actually at this time when they were doing this was part of Egypt. It's Soleb, and this dated back to the end of the 15th century BC. And at this time, you can find the carving of Yahweh's name in their artifacts. So this will be the Y, the I, the W, and the E, Yahweh. So I just want to show y'all that y'all can go look this up too, that they have that carved in their architectures and stuff. So y'all can go look that up. Again, that city that it was found in was Sob, Soleb, and that was in Sudan, that at the time was also considered part of the Empire of Egypt. Yes. Okay, I ain't forgot my Ethiopians. That's from Ham. Yeah, let's start off with Jeremiah 38, and we're gonna go to verse 7. Let's see here. All right, she got it up. Let's see. Jeremiah 38 and verse 7. Okay, so for time purposes, if y'all go through and y'all read this whole chapter, you can understand the situation with Jeremiah. They are mad because he is teaching the words of Yah, and they put him down in that cistern, in that pit, and Jeremiah was basically, he was near death. But it says right here, Ev-Melech, in verse 7, the Ethiopian, an officer in the king's house, heard that they had put Jeremiah in the cistern when the king was sitting at the gate leading towards Benjamin. Ev-Melech, which is the Ethiopian, left the palace and said to the king, "My lord king, what these men have done to Jeremiah the prophet is evil. They have thrown him into the cistern, and he is likely to die there where he is because of the famine, and there is no more food in the city." Then the king ordered Ev-Melech, the Ethiopian, "Take 30 men with you from here and bring Jeremiah the prophet out of the cistern before he dies." So I'll stop right there, but I just want to throw that out there of with the Ethiopians, some of them being cohesive with the flow of the Most High, because this Ethiopian knows what Jeremiah who stands for, and he is guided by the Most High to protect him on that. Now, if we can go to Amos chapter 9, and we're going to go to verse 7. Okay. People of Israel, oh man, and this is y'all speaking. People of Israel, are you any different from the Ethiopians to me? Ask Yah. True, I brought Israel up from Egypt, but I also brought the Philistines from Kaftor and Aram from Kir. Look, the eyes of Yah Elohim are on the sinful kingdom. I will wipe it off the face of the earth, yet I will not completely destroy the house of Yaakov, says Yah. Now, when he says that, are you any different than the Ethiopians to me? It's almost saying like, y'all not that much different or something, but it's showing you that they are, the Most High is showing that they're like similar or close or somewhat in comparison. So I want to point that out. And then lastly, for my Ethiopians, if we can go to Psalm 68, and we're going to check out verse 32. 32. 68. Well, yeah. 68, 30. Okay, yeah, you got it up there. Okay. Let envoys come from Egypt. Let Ethiopia, which is Ethiopians, stretch out its hands towards Yah. So I just had to throw that in there right now, that again, it's saying, Yahweh is saying, come to me. And we're going to read in a second where Yahweh speaks to humankind and everything that has breath at that. Okay, let's see here. So we're going to talk about the Israel bloodline. So these are just some pictures. This is some what they would say the Ham descendants are known pretty darker. Shem, dark, light brown, brown. Japhet has the same, the light brown, but you get more into the lighter kind of pale skin tones. And this is also a picture that kind of shows majority of what their colors look like. For example, Shem, Ham, and Japhet. So, Yaakov, we all know Yaakov's name was changed to Israel. Yaakov also fathered the 12 tribes of Israel. And when we're looking at the creation of these 12 tribes of Israel, we have to also pay attention to the mother's DNA, because that is very important as well. And let's see here. And let's go to, when we go into the wives of Rachel and Leah, let's go to Genesis Bereshit 28, and then we're going to look at 1 and 2. Genesis 28. Okay, 1 through 2. See here. It says, and Yitzchak called Yaakov, and after blessing him, charged him, you are not to choose a wife from the Hittite woman. Go now to the home of Bethuel, your mother's father, and choose a wife there from the daughters of Laban, your mother's brother. So he told him not to choose a wife from the Hittite woman. And actually that woman that we mentioned earlier, Timnah, her father, if I'm correct, was a a Hittite man. But it's telling you right here that you'll see, because I couldn't find, Rachel and Leah, when you look at their father, they are in Syrian. So that somewhere in their connection, that's what they are. And when you look at that region, they're basically Shemites. And so you have Rachel gives Jacob Bilhah. And I looked up her name, and so it says Palestine name. So that's most likely probably going to be her origin. And then Zilpah, which is also the other servant girl, I'm not sure of hers, but she also seems to be born in that region, because we can go to Bereshit 35 and 22, and that's going to clarify that for us right here. Bereshit 35, 22, and it says, let's see here, okay. It was while Israel was living in the land that Reuben went to sleep with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Israel heard about it. Yaakov had 12 sons. The sons of Leah were Reuben, Yaakov's firstborn, Simeon, Levi, Yehuda, Issachar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, Rachel's slave girl, were Dan and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's slave girl, were Gad and Asher. And then it says right here, these were Yaakov's sons born to him in Padan Aram. So we can see that the woman that Yaakov procreated with, they were in the Shemite region. Now, okay, let's go to another interesting part when we're talking about the mixing in this unification. We're going to go to Hosea chapter 1, and we're going to go through 2 to 3. Let's see here. Okay, yep, thank you. And it says, Yahweh's opening words in speaking with Hosea were to instruct Hosea, go marry a whore and have children with this whore, for the land is engaged in flagrant whoring away from Yahweh. So he went and married Gomer, the daughter of Divlayim, and she conceived and bore him a son. Okay, so we know Hosea is an Israelite, right? So when we look up who Gomer is, we will have to go to Bereshit chapter 10. And it's going to tell us right here in chapter 10 at verse 2 when it says the sons of Japhet were Gomer. And then it goes Magog, Madiah, Yavan, etc. But we're showing you again that Hosea is procreating and was given instruction to procreate with the descendant of Japhet, which is Gomer, as is stated up here. Okay, so we're almost done. Yahweh is king over all the earth. And let's get some places that acknowledge that. We're going to start off in Psalms 47, and we'll go 1 through 3. And it says, for the leader, a psalm of the descendants of Korah. Clap your hands, all you people. Shout to Yah with your cries of joy. For Yahweh Elyon is awesome, a great king over all the earth. He makes people subject to us, put nations under our feet. He chooses our heritage for us. The pride of Yaakov, whom he loves. So I'm going to pause it right there. Yahweh is king over the earth. And then we're going to go to Psalms 150, where he even goes into more depth. 150, verse 6. And it says right here, let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. So this is going again to what we were talking about of the Most High, where he said everything was very good in the beginning, when things was very good. So the Most High is telling everything, every one of us. We also went to the questions. Can any of us join, and can all of us connect with the Most High? Well, the Most High is telling you, let everything that has breath. So even just this one part right here gives a ton of clarification. And we're going to get some more clarification because we're going to go to Malachi. We're going to go to Malachi chapter 2, and we're going to be at verse 8 through 12. Okay, Malachi chapter 2. Okay, and it says, but you turned away from the path. You caused many to fail in the Torah. You corrupted the covenant of Levi, says Yah. Levi. Therefore, I have in turn made you contemptible and veiled before all people, because you did not keep my ways, but were partial in applying Torah. And then it goes on right here. Don't we all have the same Father? Didn't one Yahweh Elohim create us all? Then why do we break faith with each other, profaning the covenant of our ancestors? Well, so that's what I'm asking us, people of the earth, Ishmael, Christian, anyone who is trying to apply the ways of the Most High is welcoming you. It is about your spirit and your willfulness to connect with the Most High. So we shouldn't have no excuses. That's why we're talking about this today. Okay, and then I'm almost done, y'all, but I got a few more places. Let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 32 and 16. 32. And let's see here, 32 and 16. Okay. 16, well, I said to 23. Okay, that'll work. That'll work. It says, after giving the purchase contract to Baruch, son of Neriah, I prayed to Yahweh, you made heaven and earth by your great power and outstretched arm. Nothing, gotta say this again, nothing is too hard for you. You displayed your grace to thousands, but also repaid the guilt of the fathers into the lap of their children who follow them. So children, if your parents or whoever going the wrong way, don't follow it. Great, powerful El, whose name is Yahweh Shabbaoth, great in counsel, mighty in deeds. Your eyes are open to what? To all the ways of human beings, in order to repay each one according to his way, according to the consequences of what he does. You gave signs and performed miracles in the land of Egypt, which continue to this day. Also in Israel and among the people. Thus you made yourself the reputation you have today. You brought the people of Israel out of the land of Egypt with signs and miracles, with a strong hand and outstretched arm with great terror. Then you gave them this land, which you had sworn to their ancestors, that you would give them a land flowing with milk and honey. They entered and took possession of it. But, here's the issue, but they did not pay attention to your voice, did not live according to your Torah, and did nothing of all you ordered them to do. Therefore, you made this complete disaster befall them. So, all of us that are trying to get in connection with the Most High, He is telling you the issue right now. They did not live according to His Torah. So, for all of us that are listening, we know the solution, because the Most High keeps repeating the solution. Return to Torah. All right, let's go into Psalms 81, and we're going to read 8 to 16. Psalms 81. Okay, I see you there. I just want to get my book right too. 81, 8 to 16. Okay. It says, you called out when you were in trouble, and I rescued you. I answered you from the thundercloud. I tested you at Meribah spring by saying, hear, my people, while I give you warning, Israel, if you would only listen to me. That's what I tell y'all over here. Whenever I'm telling y'all what the Most High said, y'all want to say, but Jesus said this, Jesus said that. We trying to listen to the Creator, not a creation. And the Most High is saying again, if you will listen to me, there is not to be with you any foreign else. You are not to worship an alien God. I am Yahweh, your Elohim, who brought you up from the land of Egypt. Open your mouth, and I will fill it. But what? But my people did not listen to my voice. Israel would have none of me. So I gave them over to their stubborn hearts to live by their own plans. How I wish my people would listen to me, that Israel would live by my ways. Because guess what? If we do that, what does Yahweh say? He says, I would quickly subdue their enemies and turn my hand against their foes. Those who hate Yah would cringe before him, while Israel's time, that's what we smile for, would last forever. They would be fed with the finest wheat, and I will satisfy you with honey from the rocks. All right. Now we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 30, because more, you know, I love Deuteronomy chapter 30. It's hard for me to get away from Deuteronomy chapter 30. Deuteronomy chapter 30, and we are 10. Yep, 10. We'll finish this. So pay attention to my people again of what the Most High's message is giving us. However, good to read the whole chapter. However, all this will happen only if you pay attention to what Yahweh your El says. Not JC, and they not the same. We all know that. Even he admit that he ain't the same. If you pay attention to what Yahweh or Elohim says, so that you will obey his mitzvot, which means commandments, and regulations, which are written in this book of the Torah. If you turn to Yahweh your El with all your heart and being, for this mitzvah, which I am giving you today, is not too hard for you. It is not beyond your reach. It isn't in the sky, so that you need to ask, who will go up into the sky for us? Bring it to us and make us hear it so that we can obey it. Likewise, it isn't beyond the sea, so that you need to ask, who will cross the sea for us? Bring it to us and make us hear it so that we can obey it. On the contrary, the word is very close to you, in your mouth, even in your heart. Therefore, my people and everybody that's listening to my voice, you can do it. Look, I am presenting you today with, on one hand, life and good, and on the other hand, death and evil, and that I am ordering you today to love Yahweh your Elohim and to follow Yahweh's way and to obey Yahweh's mitzvos, regulations, and rulings. For if you do, you will live and increase your numbers. And Yahweh your Elohim will bless you in the land you are entering in order to take possession of it. But if your heart turns away, if you refuse to listen, if you are drawn away to prostrate yourself before other elves and serve them, I am announcing to you today that you will certainly perish. You will not live long in the land you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess. And then it ends with this. I call on heaven and earth to witness against you today that I have presented you with life and death, the blessing and the curse. Therefore, my people, choose life so that you will live, you and your descendants, loving Yahweh, your Elohim, paying attention to what Yah says and clinging to Yah, for that is the purpose of your life. On this depends the length of time you will live in the land Yahweh swore that he will give to your ancestors, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. We're wrapping this up, y'all. Praise Yah. Okay. Review and conclusion. We went over this already. The whole world is already seated by Yah's righteous servant Noah. The whole world, besides the Nephilim, and Noah's name, if I'm correct, means peace. And then, again, when we're talking about this unification, y'all can go look it up on here. Bamidbar, Numbers in 15 and 15. One law for the foreigner staying with Israel, and then it says, whoever may be with you. So, I don't know if a blue avatar come up out the sea and he want to praise Yahweh. Hey, I got to keep Torah. We got to be good with him. And then let's read this. Ezekiel chapter 18:23. Yahweh says, do I take pleasure at all in having the wicked person die? Asked Yahweh Elohim. Wouldn't I prefer that he turn from his way and live? Like we just read in Deuteronomy chapter 30. So, Yah is cleansing the world for the righteous, and this has always been the goal and plan. And we have already, thanks to our father or ancestor Noah, been spread with the whole world of a righteous seed. So, I want to thank y'all. If y'all would like to see us on YouTube, I'm sure y'all already know, Yahweh's Exile Empire. And I also have a YouTube channel, which is called Yahweh Heals 11. So y'all go check that out as well. I got some videos on there as well. I'll be coming up with some new ones soon. And thank y'all for y'all time and y'all attention. Shabbat Shalom. And everybody have a beautiful one. Thank you so much. Let me read this. Bamidbar, Numbers. Yevarekaka, Yahweh, Vayisha Reka, Yair Yahweh, Panav Eleka, Vayanuka, Yesa Yahweh, Panav Eleka, Vayasam Echad Shalom, which reads, may Yahweh bless you and keep you. May Yahweh make his face to shine on you and to show you his favor, And may Yah lift up his face towards you and give you shalom. Thank you, my people. Much love. Oops.
Give me some mic. Give me some mic.
You want to go sit? Okay.
I see that the young Moray has piggybacked off the foundation that I established in the first 2 weeks concerning the foreigner. I have taken some heat for it and have been told that I need to learn Torah. We have to present the argument like an attorney would present an argument in court. We have to go through all of the evidentiary information that supports our position, not discrediting anybody, and what anybody has taught. I like the way Moray Appleton puts it in this context. You can season your food the way you want to eat it. I can season mine the way I want to eat it. However, we shouldn't fall out over the seasoning. If the foundation is clear, and if there's an understanding that we need to have, then we need to come together and get that understanding to arrive at truth.
Amen.
Because truth is the central matter. Trey has, he done gone back and hooked the family up. I don't know how we can argue the point, because the point is clearly laid out from the beginning, the mind of the Most High concerning who he has created and what his intent is for them to have. As I said to you last week, as I close my dissertation on this, it would be hard for me. I want you to hear me. It would be hard for me to turn away anybody that's breathing, that has bones and blood, and has been created by the Most High. It would be hard for me to tell them I can't teach you this. It'd be hard for me to do that. And I think that if I did with malice of forethought intent, I really believe I'd be dead in short time. I really do. Because as the prophet Ezekiel has clearly stated, he says, you know what? I just don't find any pleasure in the destruction of the wicked. And if we're defining people outside of where we are as being wicked, and they want to turn to righteousness, how are they going to do it? Where are they going to go? We're going to have a sidebar? Well, I tell you, now watch this. I want you to pay attention. Well, meet me outside after congregation. That's slavery. Our people went through that. Do you realize that our people went through that? Do you realize that we couldn't go into any white churches when we were in slavery? We had to sit outside the window and listen to them. That's not the way. That's not the Most High's way. That's not his way. So I love what the Most High loves. And he loves his creation. And he's put his name on it. He signed it with his name. I created this. So it's difficult for me as a teacher of Torah to say to any human being who wants to learn Torah, well, I teach it, but we're going to have a sidebar because you don't look the color. And we've already talked about that.
Right.
How can color be an issue? Color can't be an issue when we have Yaakov. His daddy gave him what? A robe of many colors. That robe of many colors is very prophetic into where we are. We've gone through every scripture. We've made the point, and I'm not discrediting anybody's teaching, nobody's. Everybody has the right to teach and to believe what they believe. But for this house, I think that we have set out the argument very clear and very succinct in terms of the thought process of the Most High and what and who he has created. Amen?
Amen.
Thank you, Trey.
Thank you, Moray. Thank you.
I don't know what we're doing today. We doing anything today? Next week. Oh, it's next week. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, I know. I was the same way.
Next week. Shoot, I was thinking I was getting ready to get me some food today. Now I gotta go find me some vegan food because no, I cooked some last night. You all are listen. You all are precious people. You really are. And you have the ability to have in this house some excellent people of Scripture. And I applaud them. I applaud all of you. And let me tell you something. Don't sell Brother Beacom short back there. Don't sell
Right, right.
Brother Beacom short. Just because he ain't up here saying nothing, don't mean he don't know something.
That man know a lot.
Because he be teaching in the streets. He be teaching at the where you coaching at this week. He be teaching on the football field, and he be teaching because people want to know. Yeah, when you put these on, people are going to ask you questions, and they're going to want to know. So let's continue being what we are, and bless all of you all. Love you all, and I'm going to love you even if you don't love me.
Amen.
You know, I thought about that today. This morning I was getting ready. I thought about that. We want to be, the Most High said, be set apart as I am set apart, right?
Yep.
What he said?
Yep.
Now, do you realize that the Most High loves you in spite of you? Do you realize that? He loves you when you don't love him. He does.
Yeah, it's true.
Love is the source that is heartfelt and true. And love is action. And the Most High shows us his love. Watch this now. He shows us his love by his mercy and his long suffering. Now, may I ask you a question? Do you believe the Lord? Do you believe that Yahweh has been long suffering with you? Do you believe he's been patient with you?
Yeah.
Then we ought to be long suffering and patient with each other.
Amen.
And love each other. We don't always have to agree, but we don't have to be disagreeable. You know? We just don't. But I'm going to love you just the same. You ain't gonna change that. Well, Yahweh bless you all. Have a good Shabbat. The rest. See. Now you see how I'm walking now? Now in a minute I'll be walking like this, because that foot will start acting crazy. It just comes in. It goes in and out. Let me tell you, young people, something. Don't get old.
I'm trying not to.
Old is a long time and full of pain. Shalom to you.